Hello and welcome. This is Rising Dawn 144. Got a collective message going out. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. So, somebody's like very triggered and angered. They're lashing out, creating chaos, spreading rumors, and it's all because you're a good person. You're loyal, you are loving, you can be trusted. They're sending bad intentions. They're trying to curse you, block your path, but you're staying concentrated, you're staying focused. You're paying attention to the details. So you know this energy is around you and you're paying attention to it. You're facing your fears, whatever they're sending your way. You're doing your shadow work. You're alchemizing the energy by doing whatever they've done. Some type of creating chaos, maybe chaos magic. I mean, they are. I'm picking up. They're sending curses towards you to block your path. So they've awoken your ancestors. This is spiritual warfare. They're under judgment. Justice is here. You're protected because you are a good person. Because you're a true friend. You're loyal. You're kind. You're trusting. They're in lack. They're in poverty. They're depressed. They're living without. You're in hermit mode. You're in introspection. You're finding what's hidden. That's why you see this. You can see right through it. This is nothing. This isn't on a foundation. This is just somebody lashing out because obviously they're not loyal or loving or trusting or anything like that. So maybe you being this is like kind of calling them out without calling them out. You know what I mean? And it's triggered them. Oh boy. But they've started a war, and I don't think they realize what they're doing. I don't think they're very talented with their cursing, with the magic that they're playing with, this chaos magic. I don't think they know what they're doing. They're not protected at all. They're not focused. They're feeling very confused when they're doing this. They feel lost, like they're grabbing for straws. They're just trying to block you. But equal give and takes here because of the way that you're handling it. Balancing the scales. Karma and dharma is here. Because you were able to face your fears and not allow this person, whatever they're throwing at you, you were transmuting it. And because you took that path like the high road, because you knew better, you're too far along this path to fall for this stupid crap. They're stingy, they're greedy. Before you could be like, did I do something? What did I do to make them so triggered, to do this to such an extreme? It's nothing you did. They're stingy, they're greedy, they know that karma's coming for them. They're a liar, they're a cheater, they're a thief, they manipulate. Everything they're getting, it's almost like you're their karma. They had to mess with you for these scales to get balanced. You were the one. You were the one. I'm going to get some more cards, get into this. Your wishes are being granted. Manifestations are here, spiritual upgrades. So this was like a stepping block for you. And I'm hearing you passed. You didn't get triggered at all. I don't see anything here about it knocking you off balance. It's like I'm seeing that you seen it. You just seen it for what it was immediately. Maybe you asked for a moment, because could this be something I did? And then you're like, oh no, all right, I see. I see who this person is. So let's get the tea on that. Tell me why they're triggered. Why'd they get so angry? What triggered them? Rise again. You keep rising. You won't surrender. You won't surrender to something. Tell me about this rise again. So they've tried taking you out. Maybe you weren't paying attention to it, but now you're focused. You're totally focused. They're not. Because they're in such a rage. They're definitely not focused. They're very They can't get their thoughts straight, you know? And here they're playing with this chaos magic and stuff, sending curses out all willy-nilly. You're already whole. You're not missing anything. You act out of fullness. You're not chasing anything. And your wholeness attracts more. Everything they throw at you, it's like you come back better. You not only rise again, you come back better. And maybe you didn't even know that this was the person that was doing this to you. You were just going through things, you know, you thought it was life. Let's just already whole and rise again. Shadow work. Sitting with the parts that you hide. You name them, own them, free them. What's faced can finally fade. You've already done this. Oh, they tried triggering your shadow. They wanted you to act, you know, they say act out of character, but no, they wanted you to act in rage. They were trying to trigger you to react that way, but it ended up they did because you didn't. Tell me about woke up the ancestors. Spiritual warfare, judgment. What is this? Fake friend. Smiles without loyalty. You caught on to the patterns. And you let it go. Look at that. Closure is self-made. Fake friend. Okay, so fake friend, letting go. So were you kind of like the protection? And once you woke up, the protection was gone? That's what I'm feeling. Facing desires. Yeah. This was the devil within them trying to trigger the devil within you. That didn't work. It didn't work. You already did so much shadow work that you're at one with your shadow. You're talking about this creating chaos. That's why it didn't even bother you. Like, you probably didn't even catch it. You kept rising again and you didn't even realize that you were doing it. It's just, you know, don't look back. Okay, so they're creating chaos, is spreading rumors, they're jealous. So yeah, what burns behind you was never meant to be carried forward. This is a fake friend. This is the moment you realized that this person, because they started doing stuff, they start acting angry towards you, you know, lashing out at you, and you're like, what the hell's their problem? Did I do something? Like, did I say something? Tell me about this. Don't look back. So this has to be someone that's close to you, because how else would they have so many opportunities to mess with you? Divine support. Yeah, you know that you got the support. You're moving on. You seen the truth. Okay, bye. Door slam. Talking about this true friend, loyalty, loving, trusting. Effortless. That's just who you are. You're not even trying. Like, this person got all triggered at you just being you. Do the damn work. Self-love. That's what they're jealous of. You love yourself and you're just without effort. You don't even have to try. You just are. You're caring, you're loving, you're trusting. That's your character. How can someone be, that's so, they need to do their work. Tell me about the sending bad intentions and cursing. Ooh, look at that. The comeback kid. They're trying to block your path and send curses. It just woke you up, woke the line up. You're coming back to rewrite that script. you return wiser, faster, and hungrier. And then visualize success flipped over, seeing it clear, feeling it real, acting accordingly. Action anchors the vision. You're concentrating, you're focusing, you're winning, period. Because you know that you're a good person. You know that you haven't done anything to these idiots. I'm talking about the concentration and focus. Yeah, you just concentrate on you. That's a them thing. Ain't your problem. I mean, if they're trying to curse you, but it looks like, Spirit's got your back. Got some friends. Almost there. Okay, so getting to a goal. Finish strong. Rest proud. You have a goal. You're coming back with a goal in mind. Maybe you went into hermit mode or something, or this is when you woke up and decided to start, handling business. You have a goal in mind though, and you're visualizing it. You're coming back with a plan. Tell you almost there. What's the plan? What's this? What are we working towards? Emotional release. Move it so it stops moving you. Expression is exorcism. You're alchemizing this energy and you're almost there. You're almost emotional release. It's like this was a final trial or something. This was the final test. Like I said, you passed. To-do list, gratitude log. Sigh of relief. This is going to be over. Facing fears and shadow work. Maybe you've been targeted maybe your whole life. And this was why. Like, it wasn't even nothing. You're just a good person. People, I don't know, the bad people take that as a call out, There's no way you'd be that nice. Nobody'd be that nice. We have inner power. That's facing fears, alchemizing, doing your shadow work. Your battery's full. You're very calm. You're fully charged. Wake up call. Reality rings loud. Snooze or step up. Wake up to your own potential, your own inner power. That's the goal. Okay, so you're getting an upgrade. Your inner power is being upgraded. All right, tell me about this idiot in lack, all depressed, and somehow makes it your fault because you're unbothered. Maybe that's why they're upset, because their life is crappy, and you just keep on making it work, You got inner peace. When you have inner peace, doesn't matter what the exterior is. Boss mode, you're calling the shots. Oh, they don't like that. Tell me about this boss mode. You're calling the shots. Energy cleanse. Three cards. Fresh start with inner peace. And they don't know what the hell to do. You're not competing. You're realizing if you had to compete for it, it was never yours. You're not auditioning for anybody. It is what it is. You have inner peace about this fresh start. You're clearing this crap out. You tell me about this not focused, confused, and lost. Yeah, you have these goals. And even if they don't know about it, like, you look like you have goals. You look like you're on a path. Because you're not even facing, these two cards right here. You're not even facing these people. The stuff you're leaving behind. Jackpot. They're confused on how you're winning. Preparation creates miracles. And that's what you did. You visualized it. You worked it. You did what you had to do. Jackpot. You did the work. You followed the path. You had the goal. Starseed vibes. Yeah, you're definitely being upgraded, and now they're so confused. They don't know what the hell's going on. Why ain't the curses working? They're not focused. They're all up in their head. Tell me about this karma and dharma. Equal give and take. What's going on? Patience test. I told you this was a test. Time reveals truth. Trust the pace, not the panic. Let answers surface in stillness. And that's what you did, and it drove them insane. Talking about the patient test, it drove them up a wall. They couldn't, even if they were trying to hold it in, they couldn't. Inner child. Play heals, offer comfort. Bring your kid home. Joy is medicine. And they're burned out because they were sending all this magic your way. And if it doesn't hit you, where do you think it goes? It doesn't just keep on bouncing around in the universe. It goes back to where it came from. Tell me about the stingy, greedy, liar, cheating, thief, manipulation. You're a spiritual warrior. That's why they didn't win. Compassion in one hand, boundaries in the other. Fear loses the might. Algorithms puppet. You can't be controlled. You're a spiritual warrior. You cannot be controlled. Comfort is not freedom. Going with the flow. And that's what you started out with. Divine timing. They don't have access. They do not have access to you because your wishes are being granted, not theirs. Wow. That's amazing, guys. So if you're questioning whether or not you're doing it right, whoever I'm talking to, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're almost there. Keep focused on your goal and who you are, your confidence in who you are and how you conduct yourself. Don't let anyone make you think less of yourself just because you're a good person. What kind of crap is that? Anyways, this was a beautiful reading. Keep it up. Till next time, guys. I'll catch you on the flip side.